Hi and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. Okay, this is Mailbag, common feature of the channel. It's where I attempt to answer questions that you guys have left on the channel, or if I can't answer them, I have a good go at answering them, or I throw them out to the wider Tubing community to try and answer on behalf of somebody who's raised the question. Now, we'll get into this mailbag. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. This question comes from Tim and it's in response to help, I need an expert. An SMR I did in July 2021. Sorry, I'm sitting there reading it off the piece of paper and it wasn't registered in my brain. And he said, there is some voodoo in the Yamaha ICF filter chips. I can't remember the specifics, but I had a serious dig deep into reverse engineering one from the CS15. It is nuts if Yuli has managed it. The original chips are rare as hen's teeth. I paid a lot for just one. They have never been replicated, and just one serial number away is a whole different chip response. I will be waiting to see if it sounds near a CS80. Not that I would want one with the options out there at the Mo. The 303 MO looks good. Should have done that in the first place. It's a devilfish in some ways. Now, if those that don't understand, the devilfish was a very sought after modification for the TR303. Nice that there's more to choose from. I suppose there's going to be so much Behringer stuff on eBay soon. I think a lot of people are thinking that people are going to buy brand new Behringer stuff and then just knock it straight onto eBay. I am not so sure. But Behringer recently released a number of photos and a couple of short videos showing them reverse engineering the wacky features of some of these synths. Unlike the original manufacturers that will have the schematics of the custom chips, they're having to remap these features from the functions of the chip to allow them to build the models on this ARM tech base. So ARM tech base, that's what I'm talking about. Like you, I'm eagerly awaiting news about what's going to happen with the CS80 or the DS80 as they're calling it. I'm really on the fence about acquiring one. Well, I'll have about at least 18 months to make that decision. Hopefully be in a better place financially, because as you know, I'm broke. With regard to the TD3 MO, I think you're right. It is essentially a devilfish mod. I've never played with the TB303 that has had the mod applied. So I've never had I've played with the TB303, but never with one with the devilfish mod applied. Maybe I'll get some time in the next couple of weeks to venture into the toy shop and try it out. And I have to be honest and say, I still haven't managed to venture into any of the music shops. Either that way, or that way. And I have 3 fairly decent music shops within a short drive from where I live. But I just haven't managed to, you know, this COVID thing is just dragging on for one reason or other. I just haven't sort of felt comfortable sitting in a shop with lots of people wandering around with face masks not off and giving out various variants of COVID. Anyway, that's just we'll get around that. So, I mean, the bottom line is we could be heading back for lockdown at the moment. With regards to eBay, if Behringer get the emulation correct, I can see many of the desirable clones being available, possibly, because I think a lot of people will buy them and hang on to them because it's tech they can't buy from the original manufacturer. We'll see. We shall see. Next question comes from Stuart Williams. And this is in response to page is stuck together. Hang on. I am looking at whether I should get a auto cue. I have to be honest, I keep looking at them, I keep thinking, will I actually use them, would it be useful? Yeah, I suppose, I mean, with an auto cue I can carry on looking at the screen, but here, we'll see. This is in response to loading the ESX3 engine on the KORG Oasis, a video I did in June 2018. And Stuart writes, bought the last few CDs off you for the Oasis. Did you ever get round to getting the EXS Expansions, HD1 Expansions, Volume 1 and 2 on disc for sale? Thanks, Stuart. So, for those that don't know, because KORG have made it quite difficult to get hold of some of this stuff now, I've put the discs on the media replacement service for you guys if you want them. And I will put a link down below to those particular discs. But the bottom line is, you know, I hope, you know, Stuart, you enjoy using the Oasis as much as I do, especially when you think how expensive this unit was brand new, yeah. But in terms of the discs themselves, the ESX3 engine was the only disc that KORG actually issued separately. The other engines were released as part of the base 1.31 and 1.313A updates. Whereas the ESX3 discs are the only ones they issue separately. However, with all of those, you'll need to get license keys, and that's probably what you need to do. So I suspect the bits you're after are already installed. In fact, I know they're already installed. And what you need to do is you need to go to KORG to get a license. Now, a few years ago, when I did this, so back in 2018, when I was making these videos, I was doing this myself, there was a website called korguser.net. And korguser.net, basically you logged on and registered as a user, then you logged on and registered your KORG Oasis as a machine, and then you were able to effectively apply using the korguser.net system for the license keys to enable all the engines that weren't enabled by default on the Oasis. Now, the problem is that that service has now been deprecated. What do I mean by deprecated? It's not there anymore. So the only way to do this, and I'm afraid this is what you're going to have to do if you can't get the licenses, is you are going to have to contact KORG support in your region. Now, when I've dealt with KORG support, and I will be open that KORG support are actually quite good, and they have been quite responsive when I've asked them queries. So I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. You will need your public ID, which you get when the machine boots up, and you can also get from the system menu, and there is a video showing you how to do that. You will need your public ID. You will need to make sure the KORG is registered, your KORG Oasis is registered in your name. So if you bought it off someone, you need to be able to prove that it is yours. You know, having the transaction on eBay or something like that is the way you prove it. And once you've done that, then KORG should issue the license keys for to unlock the engines on the machine. So hopefully that helps.